One chance to be human. The legacy of a soldier without a photograph. In 2012, Tom Casey, a former U.S. soldier, returned to Vietnam for the first time in nearly 5 decades. He brought almost nothing with him, except for one object, a small, cloth-wrapped bundle he had kept hidden for 44 years. He wasn't here for sightseeing. He wasn't part of a veteran group tour. He had no companion. Tom came alone, to face the memory of a man he once killed. In the spring of 1968, the hills of Khe Sanh were burning with battle. Tom was just 19, a blue-eyed boy from Kentucky, deployed with a unit sent to destroy enemy tunnels. That day, they found a narrow tunnel opening hidden beneath the trees. Tom was ordered to go first, rifle in one hand, flashlight in the other. Inside the dimly lit passage, he saw a young Vietnamese soldier lying on his side, his chest torn open by shrapnel, a broken rifle beside him. The boy was barely breathing, and yet, he looked straight into Tom's eyes. Not with fear, not with hate, just a strange calm, as if saying, "I am human too. Why are we here?" Tom pulled the trigger. After the shot, Tom approached the body. No ID tag, no photo, no name. Just a small cloth bundle in the shirt pocket. He unfolded it. Inside was a handwritten poem smudged by sweat and blood. "If I don't return, don't cry, mother. I will return in the rain, in the wind, in the sound of the flute, in the rice fields behind our home." Tom didn't know why he kept it. While others torched the place and moved on, he carefully folded the cloth and tucked it near his heart. Tom came home in 1971. He never spoke of that day in the tunnel, but it never left him. He couldn't sleep through a single night for 20 years. He went through 2 failed marriages. There were 4 nights when he held a loaded gun to his own temple. He never worked in schools, never taught children. Because every time he saw a 17-year-old boy, he remembered the eyes of that soldier, the gaze of someone who was dying, but still deeply human. In 2012, Tom visited a war cemetery near Quảng Trị. He asked, "Are there any graves of soldiers who died in March 1968? The caretaker pointed to a plain stone marker. "Unknown soldier, fallen in 1968. Tom sat on the ground. He opened his bag, pulled out the old cloth, and wept like a child. Tom didn't come for forgiveness. "I didn't come to say sorry," he said. "I came to tell him this. I remember you. You existed. You once wrote a poem. You once loved your mother. And you died as a human being, not an enemy." He asked to carve a new line on the stone. "Unknown soldier, the one who wrote a poem. Remembered forever by a man from the other side." The caretaker agreed. The story made its way to the press. One American news station aired it. U.S. veteran returns to Vietnam to lay a memory at the grave of the man he killed. No one laughed. No one condemned him. Because deep down, we all know, there are no winners in war. The survivors don't always win. And the fallen don't always lose. A year later, a group of American students visited that same cemetery. A 14-year-old girl named Emily stood before the grave. She read the poem aloud. Then she wrote in the guest book, "I don't know who you were, but if you wrote poetry and loved your mom, then maybe you were just like my dad. Maybe you were just a boy." When asked years later if he would make the same choice in the tunnel, Tom was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I don't know. But I wish on that day I had chosen to just look at him, to let him have one more day, to be human." That soldier had no name, no photo, no known hometown. But he had something even more powerful. A man who once ended his life carried his memory for a lifetime. And if a death can awaken someone's soul, then that death is not meaningless. War can erase faces, but it cannot erase the truth of one moment of humanity.